Today we're going to take a look at proportional reasoning and using proportions to work with different things such as rate, similarity, and scale. Well, to refresh your memory first, proportion is two ratios that are set equal to each other. And the question we have is, well, how do you solve a proportion? I'm going to show you a few different ways. Some I prefer more than others, but I'm not going to get into details with that. I'm more or less going to show you the different ways and let you decide for yourself. So the first one I have is x over 6 equals 1 over 2. And I always want to head in the direction of the x, and I see that to get from 2 to 1, I can divide by 2. Well, what I do to one side, I need to do to the other, just like when we solve equations. So I'm going to divide by 2. And 6 divided by 2 gives us x equals 3, because 3 over 6 does simplify to equal 1/2. Now this second one, 4 over 14 equals 24 over x. While I look in the direction of 4 to 14, and I don't see a relationship of how I can get easily from 4 to 14, at least not with a whole number. So I look here and I say, well, I can get though from 4 to 24 by multiplying by 6. So that means I can go ahead and do that here, multiply by 6. And I can say, well, 14 times 6, 6 times 10 is 60, 4 times 6 is 24. So that means that x equals 86. Now if I look at C, 3x plus 2 over 7 equals x over 2. Another way I can look at this is I can look at this as x divided by 2 instead of x over 2 as a fraction. And to get x alone, I would multiply by 2, or 2 over 1 in this case, on both sides. That'll cancel those, leaving me with x over here. And then I have 2 times 3x plus 2 over 7. Then what I'd want to do is multiply by 7 on both sides to help clear that denominator, which gives me 2. I'm going to change my color here so it's easier to look at. I have 2 times 3x plus 2, which if I distribute over here, I end up with 6x plus 4 equals 7x. Then I want to get x's on both sides, so I'd subtract 6x from both sides. 7x minus 6x is x, and then we're left with 4 on the other side. Now I know some of you are going, wow, that's a lot of work, but it's really not any different from what you would do with finding the cross product as what most of you would normally do and have been taught in the past. Which, let's take a look at that method. Our formula for a proportion states that if we have A over B equal to C over D, then that means that A over D is equal to B times C. Sorry, A times D equals B times C. So that being said, D states that 2 times 9 is equal to 6 times the quantity U minus 5. So then I would have to multiply 2 times 9 to get 18, distribute the 6 to get 6U minus 30. A lot of you missed on the quiz that negative sign, and you have to make sure you distribute to both values and don't forget the negative sign. Then we would add 30 to both sides to get 48 equals 6U. And then we can divide both sides by 6 to get 8 equals U.